Peace, power, and prosperity, y'all. The one thing we have to ask ourselves is, are we sleeping with the enemy? Are we collaborating with the enemy? Are we contributing to our own very demise? And here's what I mean. A lot of us get in relationships for the wrong reasons. And it's mostly three main wrong reasons that we get into relationships. We get into relationships because someone looks good. They look great on our arm. They look great on selfies. They're good for the gram. They're good for Facebook. They're good for when we talk to our friends. They make us feel good. We have somebody. Now we have some company. So we're doing it for looks, for appearance, for vanity, and for ego. The second reason that people get with people is because of sexual arousal and intimacy. So a person has basically, quote unquote, put it on you, right? Or you put it on them. You guys put it on each other. So because of this sexual attraction and this sexual bond, you think that it is appropriate for you to have a relationship with this person merely because you guys are having great sex. And the third thing that people get into relationships with, or people are sleeping with the enemy and don't even know it, is they're getting into it for security. Normally, financial security and sometimes emotional security. Financial security because people don't want to follow their own dreams and they don't want to make their own money, so they want to lean on someone else. Or two, they just don't have the money and maybe they need help in this particular place and time, and they're looking for you to help them until they get on their feet and then they leave you. Also, emotional security is when someone is with someone strictly because they need someone to be around them. They don't like being alone. They don't like being by themselves. They don't like thinking for themselves, and they don't like the isolation and the silence of their own thoughts. So, therefore, to mask their own thoughts, and even relationships sometimes could be a form of escapism. What they do is they get with people so that they could feel secure. So there's also, as well as there's financial security, there's emotional security. Now, ideally, in order to not sleep with the enemy, what we all should be doing, and what a lot of us learn later on in life, is we should be looking for the God in a person, the divinity in a person first and foremost. Now, you may say divinity doesn't pay the bills. You may say divinity doesn't have the good WAP or the good D. You may say divinity does not keep me company. Well, divinity will keep you company at night. But you may say that divinity isn't always there for me because this is a wicked world, right? These things, when you are looking at divinity, divinity encompasses all. So, what do I mean? God is omnipresent, omnipotent. So, this means that a person that is really striving for their highest self, or striving to be a God in the flesh, or doing, as they say in the Bible, as Jesus said, doing things or aiming to achieve to do things that is greater than He, you are always seeking to expand like the universe. You are always seeking to grow. You are always seeking to become better. When you see that type of ambition in a person to become better, and this means to be abundant in all things. So this means to be abundant in, quote unquote, I don't want to say positivity, but in pieces of mind, or seeking peace of mind, to be abundant and seek abundance financially, to be abundant and seek abundance in joy and happiness, in things that inspire you, things that stir your spirit, things that motivate you, things that get you closer to your purpose and dreams, and people, places, and things that align with all the above. But when you are sleeping with the enemy, and you are strictly sleeping with someone based on those three things that I mentioned prior to, you are not able to see that in a person. Because if you're just attached to someone because the sex is great, how do you know that this person sees the God in you? That this person wants the best for you? That this person wants to see you grow and expand like the universe? This person could be sleeping with you sexually and you having the best sex in the world, but they don't care anything about you, right? Same thing with financially. A person could be taking care of you. A person could be paying all the bills, could be putting money in your pocket, giving you all the Gucci, Louis, Prada, and all the designer clothes and purses and bags and uh, PS5s you want, right? But if this person, how do you know that this person is not just doing this so that they could emotionally abuse you, even physically abuse you? This person could also be insecure. This person could also be missing an attribute of sexual intimacy, right? So, and this person may not care if you're sick. They might not be the one that's going to rub your back or give you some soup or tell you everything's going to be okay when there is hardship, or give you a joke or something to laugh at when there's hardship, or be there just as an ear just to hear you out when things get rough. So when we're dealing with people, we have to understand that we are looking for the highest and the greatest ideals in them, and also looking for the greatest ideals in ourselves. When you're with someone just for security, you have to understand that this person is not supposed to be a replacement. This person is not supposed to be a replacement for your own self identity, for your own self worth, for having your own self knowledge, and for your own goals. Now, your partner may help you, but you should already be ambitious enough when you come into any type of relationship to know that you have to grow and expand individually. And when you come with someone else, you're coming as a collective and not trauma bonding, right? Like two crackheads or something like that, right? Or two derelicts. You're not trauma bonding. You want to bond with the divinity in someone as you see the divinity in yourself. So therefore, you both are truly reflections. And if you're with someone strictly for financial security, then you have to ask yourself, why aren't you seeking your own purpose? Because those that are seeking their own purpose, we have one, Jeff Bezos, right? No one can say Amazon is not as high as is not him living his purpose if you look at what he's went through to develop his company and develop his business. So he is living his purpose, Jeff Bezos, right? And there's many others that are living their purpose. And because they're living their purpose, they are able to collect income, and they are able to be financially wealthy, and they are able to take care of their family, so forth and so on. So when you follow your purpose, there's usually money that follows that, and abundance and financial security. So you don't necessarily need someone to achieve that. So now if you have a partner that is seeking their own divinity, they're also going to be seeking abundance as well. All right. So, and as far as sexual compatibility goes, yes, that is a factor that is needed. But again, that is not the reason to, again, this person you sleep with may not care about you. If you're sick, they may not make you a soup or rub your back. If you are distressed, they may not have an ear for you. It could just strictly be sexual compatibility. So we have to really be careful that we are not sleeping with the enemy, and we have to really be accountable for the people that we choose, and choose them on the basis of seeing people that want to grow and expand mentally, physically, and spiritually. But in order to see that in someone else, we have to be those people as well. And even if we're picking casual partners, we're still able to pick them on the criteria of those that are seeking divinity, those that are seeking wellness, those that are seeking health, and those that are seeking abundance. But we have to be that ourselves in order to attract that. So if you are sleeping with the enemy right now, it's okay. You still have time, right? Things can still change. You can still put plans in motion. There is still hope, right? And sometimes it's better to be alone, even if it takes years. It's better to be alone than to be sleeping with the enemy, because you could do bad by yourself. All right. So again, seeking the God in you is going to cause you to be able to see the God in others. And then now we could begin to teach our children how to see this, and when they're picking partners, right? Because we're seeking this in ourselves. Peace, power, and prosperity. Rob Blackstorm. Love y'all.